And welcome into another episode of Dan Tony Sports. My name is Dan Snyder, joined tonight by the rest of my two Dan band. That is Dan O'Shea and Dan Beebe. Gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
That is good. You are listening to the most popular sports podcast to come out of my living room. So congratulations on that, guys.
It's an honor to be recognized for our, hard work and commitment.
Yes, and I've become quite popular. Like, I keep getting calls from this one stalker fan, probably about 10 times every day. So, Scam Likely out there hitting us up. Thank you. You guys getting those calls now where it says Scam Likely instead of just a number? Yeah, it's our biggest fan right now, Scam Likely. Thank you.
Fan constantly calling in. Talk about my car warranty, but
Yeah. Yep. Oh man, I got one today. Scam Likely left a voicemail. I know this isn't sports related. We're going to get to the sports in just a minute. But it was the IRS telling me that my assets are going to get liquefied, not liquidated, which wouldn't even be the correct term either. It'd be liquefied. So they're going to come to my house and melt my shit.
That's the next level IRS.
For real. Like that, I don't even know how to describe, that fucking branch of the government to anybody. But I'm thinking it's a union job, so if you're good with fire, I guess apply with your local state or local government. So out here trying to liquefy people's assets, of which I really have very little. Anyways, you know who has some good assets? That's the AFC South. A lot of good draft picks came in through the AFC South. We're going to talk about them in just about 5 seconds because it's AFC South Draftermath. We're talking Colts, Jaguars, Texans, Titans, in that order. All right. AFC South, a lot of fun. Just like last week, I feel like all these teams did a pretty damn good job of drafting. And I'm going to hate some of the things I'm going to say in just a couple minutes. But what do you say we kick this off?
Well, I just wanted to mention the NBA free agency, just because I know we're Knicks fans, and just wanted to touch on that real quick. Knicks got Kemba, Knicks got Evan Fournier, brought back Nerlens Noel, brought back Burks, brought back D Rose. It's a good day to be a Knicks fan. They drafted some young talent, so I just wanted to just shout out the Knicks real quick because, this is one of very few off seasons where I've been really happy with the moves made, and I just wanted to shout that out. I think they're going to run back to the playoffs again and, evaluate young talent while having some mentorship from Rose and Kemba at the point guard position, playing some limited minutes, and I'm excited.
All right. So, Knicks' future definitely looking decent. RJ Barrett stepped up. Julius Randle's still pretty young. Mitchell Robinson's young. There's a lot to look forward to if you're a Knicks fan. And I think Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker not getting traded. Well, no, they didn't get traded. For a second, I thought Kemba was one of those crazy sign-in trades that are literally happening all over today. But no, he was a buyout and sign. So having players like Kemba and Fournier wanting to be a Knick, I think is going to help them going forward. Especially...
And Worldwide West, finger on the pulse. Everyone was like, why aren't they getting a point guard? Why aren't they getting a point guard? And they knew. They knew. They knew they were getting Kemba. I think that is, 100% that they knew. They had, people talking to Kemba. They had people knowing that the Thunder were going to buy him out, and they were just biding their time, doing their other moves, knowing that they were getting him. So,
Derrick Rose. Sorry, go on.
No, that was it.
All right. Derrick Rose has got to be happy he can take the diaper off because I'm sure he was shitting himself thinking he was going to have to play starting point guard all season.
Yeah, there was a big question there. I mean, anything's an improvement over Alfred Payton. Emphasize the L in his name.
But now the Knicks have options. They can do 18 minutes for Kemba as the starter, 18 for Derrick Rose, and then get quickly 12 minutes at the point, and still also get him time at shooting guard. So this really
these young kids, man. Deuce looks awesome. I think he's gonna get minutes right away. His defense alone is gonna get him those bench minutes, and I'm excited, man. He shut down Cade when they were playing against each other. He shut him down. So, that's super exciting. Big wingspan, even though he's kind of short, and late draft steal.
It's very
criticizing the.
Sorry, no, you finish what you were saying. I thought you were done.
I was just going to say, people were criticizing us trading the pick away for a future pick, but people don't realize that next year or the year after is the double draft, and it's not quite known yet, but it's almost guaranteed to be one of those years, either this next draft or the draft after that, is when high school players are going to be made eligible again. So Rose is hedging his bets. You'll see that we have a lot of draft capital in the next two drafts, because one of those is going to be the double draft, and those second rounders are going to be huge in that draft. So
right,
and those first rounders. So or we got all the assets in the world to make a big time trade if we have a lot of success this season, and we're like, okay, we're one piece away. So we'll see.
Dude, I'm just excited because who is going to be drafted in the next couple of years? That is Bronny. We're getting the next LeBron James. He's going to be a Knick. I'm just kidding. Knicks aren't going to be able to draft high enough to get him. And even if they are terrible, the worst team in the NBA, we know the lottery system is rigged against the Knicks since 1985. We know that. So,
true.
Anyways, but yeah, it's clear that the Knicks are going in the direction of a balanced player and not an offensive specialist like Carmelo and a defensive specialist like, when Melo was there, no one was a defensive specialist. They just gave up 130 a game. But
that's what happens with short-sighted trades that, got your depth. So, what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, they obviously were expecting, when Melo came to the Knicks, that LeBron and Dwayne Wade were going to be following soon after, and that just didn't happen.
But I think the decision happened after the Melo trade, didn't it?
Yeah.
Or before. I thought it happened before. I could be wrong.
I
thought it was like we had Amari, and then LeBron made his stupid ass decision special. I'm not going to criticize him for going to the Heat. That was a fine choice, and he won a ship or two.
But they were going to win not one, not two, not three, not four, 5, 6, but 7.
Yeah.
That was July of 2010.
I thought we got Melo in 11. I could be. Anyway, who cares? Let's move on.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to the real sport, and that is the NFL. God, we've got a lot of serious quality in this draft coming into the AFC South. And we're going to start right away with one of my favorite picks, and I really fucking hate that I like this pick, and I really hate that I like this guy. Round 1 for the Indianapolis Colts, Michigan defensive end Kwity Paye. No player has ever, from the University of Michigan, come to the NFL and played well until the last few years. Kwity Paye is going to be that guy. Jabril Peppers is that guy. Donovan Peoples-Jones. But no other football player in the history of the NFL from Michigan has ever been good. Not Tom Brady. Not Charles Woodson. None of them. They've all been terrible. I fucking hate Michigan. But I love Kwity Paye. Round 2, Vanderbilt defensive end Dio Odingbo. Oh my god, I'm so bad with names. I tried to listen to how to say it, and I still can't get it. Odingbo, I think is. Anyways, SMU tight end in the 4th round, Kylan Granson. 5th round, Florida safety Sean Davis. 6th round, Texas quarterback Sam Ehlinger. 7th round, Charleston wide receiver Mike Strachan. And then my guy, round 7, pick 248, Penn State guard Will Fries. So, or Fries, depending on how you say it. I've heard it both ways. I think I've heard him say it Fries. Maybe I'm wrong. But this draft, solid draft. Where do the Colts need to get better? Well, currently quarterback Sam Ehlinger's the guy now, apparently, right? We're just going to bypass Jacob Eason and go right to Ehlinger. That's a joke, by the way. The Colts apparently really liked Eason, and a lot of players were disappointed that they traded for Carson Wentz because they thought it was time for Eason to actually get his playing time. But I really don't have anything negative to say about this draft. They got their star defensive end that they need to pair up with Darius Leonard at linebacker in Kwity Paye, someone that I honestly wanted Dallas to draft, but he slid down the board quite a bit. And Vanderbilt defensive end, I don't know why I just said the school and the position again, but Dayo Odeyingbo, another very solid pickup. Then you go to the Florida safety, Sean Davis, and they went defensive, pretty balanced, better quality on the defensive side than on the offensive side, because Kylan Granson, tight end, okay, tight end is a position that they need. In the 4th round, they got the safety blanket from SMU, the safety blanket for the former Texas quarterback Shane Buechele. I liked him a lot. Kind of sad seeing him fall down to the 4th round, but I feel like that's definitely a solid pickup for the Colts. But the first 2 picks and then that Florida safety, I like all those picks. I really do.
So I agree with you. I hate to like Kwity Paye, but I do like him. He's a little bit raw, but I think he'll be a fine player.
He's a high motor guy who wants to learn. That's like what you want. If you're taking someone that is just carbon, you want someone that's carbon that can be pressed into a diamond.
Right. So I didn't love the Odeyingbo pick, even though I think he, was pretty solid. I just don't like Achilles injuries at all. Especially when they've had them in college, and the NFL just gets, tougher and more stressful on everything, every part of your body. So I probably would have let him drop further if I was them. Maybe take him with the next pick if he was there. He might not have been there, but I just really don't like trusting that, especially with your second pick.
We're talking about a difference in 75 picks from their second round pick to the next pick they had.
Yeah, but even so, you're very much a win now team, and that I just don't love. I agree that Granson is a pretty solid player. I think that was good value there. Seems like a good tight end, and Carson Wentz loves his tight ends.
Well, it doesn't even matter because he's not playing.
Well, he is. He'll be back. There are no complications with the surgery. He's expected back. He might miss like a week. So